Svetlana Shlapak from UKVisaSuccess.com is here, where the UK immigration system is explained in simple terms. This is part 3 of my permanent right to reside in the UK series. If you're not part of it, you're more than welcome to subscribe and get plenty of information about a possibility of applying for permanent residence in the UK for EU nationals and their family members. And I strongly recommend, if you've just only started watching this video series from this part, I strongly recommend that you start watching from my overview video where I explain all 6 routes available for EU nationals and their family members to apply for permanent residence in the UK. So for those who thought that permanent right of residence in the UK is only available for EU nationals who have been exercising duty rights in the UK for the past 5 years or to their family members, this will be a huge surprise, because this part 3 is all about EU nationals who were workers or self-employed and who has ceased activity. That's right, who stopped working in the UK. So if you bear with me, I'll explain under which circumstances you will be eligible to apply for permanent right of residence in the UK, even if you stopped working at certain period of time while being in the UK. So let us begin. My previous 2 videos were about 2 pretty straightforward categories about EU nationals who are either working, studying, or are self-sufficient, and they're in the UK together with their families. My category number 3 will come as a huge surprise for many of you, because it's about workers, EU nationals who ceased activity. Very few of you actually know that EU national workers who stopped working under certain conditions may still be entitled for permanent residence in the UK. What are these conditions? Well, there are actually 4 possible conditions where an EU national worker who ceased activity and who may qualify. So condition number 1, an EU national has terminated activity as a worker or self-employed person and had reached the age of entitlement to a state pension on terminating that activity. Or, in the case of a worker, ceased working to take early retirement. And also that EU national pursued activity as a worker or self-employed person in the UK for at least 12 months prior to the termination, and he or she has resided in the UK continuously for more than 3 years prior to the termination. Condition number 2, the condition is that an EU national terminates activity in the UK as a worker or self-employed person as a result of a permanent incapacity to work and had resided in the UK continuously for more than 2 years prior to the termination, or the incapacity is the result of an accident at work or an occupational disease that entitles the person to a pension payable in full or in part by an institution in the United Kingdom. Condition number 3 is that an EU national is active as a worker or self-employed person in another EU state, but retains a place of residence in the UK and returns as a rule once a week. And prior to becoming active in another member state, he has been continuously resident and active as a worker or self-employed person in the UK for at least 3 years. And the last condition, condition number 4, is when an active worker, self-employed person who became active in another member state and retained a right of residence in the UK, but at least once a week, but they have not resided in the UK for at least 3 years. So basically very similar category to category number 3, but with the only difference is that in condition number 4, the EU national will not satisfy the residence rule. And this was the end of my part 3 of the video series about permanent right of residence for EU nationals and their family members. And there are three more videos, 3 more categories to come. And if you have not subscribed to my video series, you're more than welcome to do so at bit.ly/peer rules. This is absolutely free. You'll get tons of value, and I guarantee that after watching this video you'll be able to establish whether or not you qualify for permanent residence as either EU national or a family member of an EU national. And if you found this video useful, please like, subscribe and share with those who may benefit from this information. As always, this video was created by me, Svetlana Shlapak, at ukvisasuccess.com, where the UK immigration system is explained in simple terms. Have a fantastic day.